Barça burned out again at the Ramón Sánchez Pizjuán, and this time there are no excuses. Sevilla ate us alive, aggressive, intensive, with the crowd roaring behind them from the first whistle. And us? We looked lost, drained, like a team that didn't understand what was happening on the pitch. While Hansi Flick and his staff were sitting high up in the stands, trying to analyze the game from above, just like Luis Enrique once did from his famous scaffold, everything below was falling apart. His trusted analyst, Steven Knapp, was literally boiling behind the press area, shouting in German about tactical mistakes and referee calls. Yes, it shows how involved the staff are, but what's the point if the team on the pitch simply doesn't function? Barça completely lacked tempo, movement, and connection between the lines. The midfielders were begging for help from the forwards, but the attack once again disappeared. When your opponent is organized and you can't even create basic passing lanes, that's a disaster. And honestly, this was Sevilla's best game of the season, but our absolute worst, because we didn't even try to break the pattern. After the match, journalists from Sport asked Flick directly, could the problem be the system? He replied, no, our goal is to control possession. In the first half, we didn't, and we have to analyze why. Seriously? Analyzing is fine, but now is the time to sound the alarm. We've seen this movie before, a team without energy, without ideas, without reaction. And here's what really hit me. Despite everything, Barça fans at the Sánchez Pizjuán sang until the very end. They never stopped, even when the scoreboard showed 1-4. After the final whistle, the players walked over, some with shy smiles, to thank them for the support. And that moment reminded me again why I love this club. Yes, we fell again, but if you've read this far, it means it hurts you too. So coolers, let's not complain, let's dig deeper. Firstly, download the Barcelona Live app. You'll find detailed match analytics, pass maps, XG data, pressing zones, everything to understand where exactly Barca lost this game. And let's move on to the analysis of the game. Shit, October? It really feels like we're heading straight there. Coolest, honestly, I barely recognize Barcelona anymore. Yes, Hansi Flick and his players have earned some credit. Over these 16 months, they gave us hope, belief in a new team, in exciting football. We survived shit December last season and came out stronger, more united, more inspired. But now, if nothing changes after the international break, we might be starting right into a shit October. The idea that burned out. Flick's high defensive line no longer works. To make it work, you need total belief, perfect synchronization, and aggression. And right now, there is none of that. Inigo Martinez, the brave soul who could lead the defense and take risks, is gone. And without him, that same bravery has turned into pure naivety. No one covers, no one reads the danger. Either we rebuild the system, or we keep playing the defensive roulette. De Jong says, 7 matches in 21 days, we are tired. Kubarsi, we didn't start with the right intensity. Pedri, we lacked energy. Okay, but then why aren't the fresh legs playing? Why didn't Casado get a single minute? Why did Christensen come in so late? And where's the youth? Tony Fernandes, Pedro Fernandes. Hansi gave those boys a chance. Last season we loved Flick, and rightly so, but now he looks hesitant. Against PSG, he left Yamal on the pitch when everyone saw he was done. In Sevilla, Barca simply gave away the first half, and nothing changed until halftime, when it was already too late. Maybe Flick doesn't want to hurt the veterans' egos, but my friend, sometimes you have to. Rivals have figured Barca out, and it's crystal clear. It started with Rayo, then PSG, and now Sevilla. Same script every time. One striker stays offside, waits for a flank cross, and scores. Everyone already knows how to break Barca's offside line. And let's talk about that man-to-man press. So, Mendy, Agume completely suffocated Pedri, De Jong, and Olmo. Barca must learn to play more direct, vertical football. Let the centre-backs drive forward with the ball, like Eric did in the second half. The referees didn't help either. It's not an excuse, but let's be honest, 2 key calls were absurd. The penalty on Araujo? Pure theater. VAR had no reason to step in. And then they ignored a clear foul on Koundé before Sevilla's second goal. Classic La Liga stuff. They reward the better actor. Maybe it's time to learn to play a little dirtier too? Because naivety doesn't win in Spain. So here's the question. What now? Flick still says he believes in the system. But belief without results isn't strategy, it's denial. The team look exhausted, disjointed, lost. and now it's either shit October or a full-on reset. Coolest, what do you think? Do you still believe Flick can turn this season around? Tension in Sevilla. Pedri versus Ferran. What's going on inside Barça? Barcelona's 4-1 defeat at the Ramón Sánchez Pizjuán wasn't just painful on the scoreboard. It revealed something deeper. During one of the most frustrating moments of the match, Pedri and Ferran Torres were caught arguing right on the pitch. Pedri, clearly unhappy with the misplaced pass, turned to his close friend and let him know about it. Ferran didn't stay silent either. He snapped back, visibly frustrated. It's rare to see that kind of emotion between two players who usually get along so well. But these moments showed what's really happening inside the team. Frustration, confusion, and cracks in communication. Barca's struggles in Sevilla weren't just tactical, they were emotional. When teammates start arguing mid-game, it means the confidence is gone, the rhythm is gone, the joy is gone. And maybe that's the biggest red flag of all. This was our first La Liga defeat of the season, and the first time we've fallen at this stadium in 10 years. For Hansi Flick's team, so rarely humbled, this was a brutal wake-up call.
Was ist los?
Just one look at the players' faces after the fourth goal, and you could feel it. Pain, shock, pure disbelief. Barca didn't just lose a match. They lost their spark, their composure, and identity. Now the question is simple. How will they respond after the international break? Will this be the turning point or the beginning of something darker? And now to the unexpected reactions after this match. Some Barca fans are already calling for Flick to be sacked. I've gathered the most interesting comments about it. Let's dive in. We can't fight for every title with that defense line. Drop the high line gimmick to find another club. Hansi Flick always gets sacked in the second seasons. Similar to the match against PSG. We were very poor defensively, slow, lacked intensity and fight. Other teams will copy and paste the Sevilla model to play against you, so please work on playing through pressing and adjust. Discontinue this high line. The problem is not the high line, but its usage. The feeling PSG gave us wasn't enough? We don't need motivation, man. We need new tactics. Play deeper and hold your defense. We are too easily beaten at the back. We are tired. They've had to play this one very high emergency system since Hansi came. Our core players, Pedri's feet looked heavy, and Frenkie de Jong made even more back passes than usual. We come from a style of making rivals run all day. Now Flick makes us running all day. It's unsustainable. We are tired of this bullshit high line. This defensive line is higher than Snoop Dogg on a holiday afternoon. We'll keep getting exposed if we do nothing about it. And to the final comments. Most overrated manager. Keeps the offside trap. Talks about improvement but nothing happens. Underestimates La Liga teams. Gets all the credit for Xavi's work. Thank you for 3 trophies, but your time is done. Hashtag Flick out. Coolest, if you made it this far, you really feel this pain as much as I do. We've seen Barca fall before, but this one hits differently. No excuses, no bad luck. Just a broken team searching for answers. And now everything depends on what happens after the international break. Will Flick finally change something? Or are we heading straight into shit October? If you still believe this team can rise again, drop a like to show your support. Tell me in the comments, should Flick stay? Or is it time for something new? And do not forget to subscribe. We'll keep breaking down every match, every stat, every story that defines this crazy season. As always, Visca el Barça. Bye bye.